9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is your WWT Princess and all things you need to know about All Elite, your timeless elite. Courtney is with you in the building this week. You're probably guessing why I'm hosting. Well, if you did not know, it's WrestleMania week, and a lot of people from the team are traveling to Vegas and definitely want to send them well wishes on safe travels. But have no fear, I am not alone. And this is a special treat because this doesn't happen often, because we're going to get a ladies edition of WWT Live this week because I have my counterpart with me. Honey, how are you? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, beautiful people. Sorry, we're tardy to the party, but I'm so glad to be here just in time before WrestleMania officially kicks off. And it's ladies' night. Let's do this. I love this. I'm here for it.
It's hard to believe we are in full swing with WrestleMania week. It just feels good.
We're finally here. I feel like we've been talking about this WrestleMania since last year's ended, and it's like it felt like it took forever for it to get here, and now we're here, and it's like everybody shut up. Everybody shut up because it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. And guess what? You might get tired of us wrestling, folks, but you know what? We don't give a damn. We love what we love.
Honestly, wait till after WrestleMania is over, and then you got to focus on SummerSlam.
Exactly. Can't wait for that.
But that's a whole conversation because, like I said, it's WrestleMania week because we had Raw, we had NXT last night because, this weekend is Stand and Deliver this weekend. And boy, oh boy, let's just jump right into this. Honey, your thoughts. Like, what did you think of last night? And did it make you excited for Stand and Deliver this Saturday?
Yeah, business is definitely picking up. Especially, I feel like NXT always, besides Raw, I feel like when it comes to NXT, they're always that little shot of like espresso that just kicks things up a notch in the middle of the week until we get to Friday. And then we're just like, oh my God, WrestleMania season is literally upon us. So shout outs to NXT. They did put on a great show, a lot of things that transpired. That I'm just really curious about, and I'm still not sure in what directions they're going in, but like the fatal 4-way matches, the women's matches, the situation with Trick Williams and Oba and Javon Evans just continues to escalate before their title match. Yeah, man. And for Javon, not for nothing, I want to talk about the way NXT ended. For Javon Evans, the young OG, to be standing in the middle of two of the big stars of NXT with the belt in his hand, I'm not mad at it. I love my ruler. I love Obafemi, and I personally want him to retain. But Javon Evans, he's growing. He is growing, and we are seeing this young OG come into his own. So being able to see him close the show last night, holding that belt in the air, letting people know, listen, I might be young, but I'm hungry and I'm willing to be a champion here. So I'm here for it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And shout outs to Lola Rice.
Yes, because she qualified for the ladder match for the NXT North American Women's Championship, along with the returning Thea Hale. She returned last night, beating Carmen Petrovich. And honey, what's your thought in that? Like, how did you feel with Thea coming back, the crowd just going behind her?
Thea Hale was something I really wasn't expecting, but once I saw her and she came out and was the surprise, I was just like, you know what? We're officially in Stand and Deliver season, Stand and Deliver mode. Thea Hale has actually been one of my personal favorites. I'm kind of really glad to see her out of that shadow or light of Chase U. I felt like technically, I know people like Andre Chase and what Chase U was doing at one point, but I feel like the real face behind Chase U was Thea Hale. So shout outs to her, and I'm glad she's back. I really hope that they do well going forward with her as far as like booking her and pushing her, because she definitely deserves it. She's had many encounters where she's been able to get really close to having gold, but I think her being in this match definitely solidifies that she's definitely going to be a key player in the next coming months for NXT. And she's still young. She has lots of talent ahead of her. This ladder match, baby, this women's ladder match is going to be so good, and I can't wait for it.
It really is going to slap. I feel like that's going to be one of the matches. But yes, said it's growth, because
Yes,
I will
yes.
say I was happy Lola Vice won too. I
Yeah.
did watch NXT today, and I'm happy she is going to be in that ladder match and gets to be part of WrestleMania.
I would have personally felt like she got robbed if she wasn't qualifying for this match,
Yeah.
or if she wasn't even in a stand and deliver. I would have felt a kind of way a little bit about it. So said yes, that is gross. Yes.
It is growth, but also my love for tag team wrestling. Hank and Tank, one of my favorite tag teams in NXT.
Yes.
They won the qualifier match. I'm telling you, they beat some heavy hitters from everything, because they had the Motor City Machine Guns, the Street Profits, the Hardys,
Yes.
every single tag team coming in, and they went against all odds, and now they're facing off against Fraxium this weekend.
Yeah. So everybody knows how I feel about Waxium, right? So. But Hank and Tank is definitely another team that has grown on me. They kind of remind me of Heavy Machinery with Otis and Tucker. Like I feel like that's kind of like their thing, or like their gimmick, like, you know, pretty much, or like hype, like if Hype Bros and Heavy Machinery infused, I feel like you have Hank and Tank. But
oh my God, you mentioned the Hype Bros.
I dig them. I think they're really cool. But it's gonna be good between those two, and Fraxium. I guess we're here with them. I guess.
Well, it's going to be an exciting tag team match, because I do believe Hank and Tank are definitely going to, and it's nice to see the tag team division is getting a lot of love within NXT, not on the men's side, but also the women's side, because apparently there's a Fatal 4-Way match that's happening on the countdown of Santa Deliver on the pre-show, because apparently it's the Meta Girls, Gigi Dolan, and Tatum Paxley against Fatal Influence and Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Thoughts on that? Because all I can think of is Will in my head.
So I need to see what everybody's talking about, because Boza put here, he says that Will gave a funny rant to Roxy being on the pre-show. You thought Honey calling out Hickenbottom was funny. Councilman finding out Roxy is on the pre-show. He went off. I think I might have to run that back, because I didn't even see the watch along, but I was watching NXT and I was like, I think Councilman will definitely have some words about this. I couldn't help but think about it, but I'm gonna have to see that reaction later. But as far as it's a way to get everybody on the card. Like I'm not trying to make excuses for the bookers or the booking or anything, but Roxanne is literally on the cusp of being on the main roster anyway. So I'm not really upset about her being a part of a pre-show. She was part of the women's championship match last year and she won the title, you know what I mean? Which led to this wonderful reign that we've seen her become the workhorse and grow into the prodigy that she is today. So, I mean, I wouldn't be too upset about it. I would just let it rock. I mean, like I said, Sean, I think what Roxanne is really doing is just, of course, helping the more of the locker room in NXT. I'm glad to see the Meta Girls at least on there doing something. I kind of would have wished a little something different for them, but you know, we're here now. And at this point, I've been seeing a lot of posts and a lot of people complaining about certain things and why certain people aren't here or there. And I'm just like, listen, y'all. I listened to what Triple H said on a podcast the other day, and he was like, you know, the internet and everybody complaining about shit. It's kind of stupid. It kind of is, because at the end of the day, we're not the ones in the room. We're not the writers. We're not doing it. But it's more so just respect what they're doing, and more so just take in the product for what it is and just enjoy it, because this is what we love. This is wrestling. I try not to complain so much when it comes to wrestling anymore, or as far as who's placed on what card or anything like that. But I think that I just think that there's a certain reason why Roxanne is there, and there's nothing left for her to do in NXT. There really isn't. She's beaten everybody on this roster, and she's been the champion for over a year, and she's held her title. She stamped her mark in NXT. She's officially the veteran. So I think what she's really doing is just helping the other girls and just continuing to be able to elevate the best women's division in WWE.
Yeah, because at this point, I mean, you don't want to waste Roxanne in NXT because, like you said,
No.
she faced off against everybody. And then I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line, once WrestleMania season is over, she can get on the main roster since everything is cleared out. Everybody can take a break and breathe a bit. And there is a possibility she could be involved in something within the main roster. But we shall see what happens this weekend at Stand and Deliver. It's going to be a good show. I know a few people from our team are going to be there in person. Sed's going to be there. Will's going to be there. A few of them. So it's definitely going to be a show, and
Shout outs
NXT
to the
is going to
crew.
rock. Yeah, they represent it, and so proud of them. And it's funny we switch from NXT because another person that you mentioned, she's not working for WWE anymore, but her name is Stephanie McMahon. Now, you know, Stephanie has her show Stephanie's Places on ESPN Plus, but apparently news is out that she's launching a podcast this week brought to you by Fanatics, and it is set to debut called What's Your Story? And it's set to premiere tomorrow because tomorrow is Thursday, and one of the guests that she will have is UFC president and CEO Dana White.
Mm.
Honey, your thoughts on this? I mean, Stephanie, she has a show on ESPN Plus, and now she has a podcast. I mean, she's venturing off into various different avenues.
Yeah, I really love this for Stephanie. I feel like Stephanie's on like a discovery all on her own this time to see, to pretty much rebuild and reinvent herself as a McMahon Helmsley, I should say, or Levesque. As far as like, straying away a little bit from the wrestling. I mean, she can never ever fully get away from wrestling. We know that. And she's completely admitted that herself. But I like seeing her branch out in these different avenues because she's always had it in her. She's always had a great perspective when it came to women in business, and she was very good with things like that. So I'm not surprised by her with all these releases like this show and podcast on ESPN. I think what she's doing is really great. I think it's also helping her discover a new side of herself, and this is also something that we get to see, which is really cool. I feel like we've always naturally and organically seen Stephanie in her natural light, even when she was on camera as a WWE CEO. But I think more so this is really like just about her now. It's not so much about her and the wrestling business, but this is about her, and this is her new baby that she's creating. So she's creating her own brand around herself, and I really love that for her. So I'm really excited for her, and I'm glad she's back in kind of the realm of wrestling, because you could always see it in her whenever she talks to anybody about it, or even when you've seen in interviews in the past. She gets so giddy, and like her eyes light up like a little kid, kind of like how we do when we talk about our favorites here in wrestling, so it's good to still see her instill that passion for the business without even having to be too close to it. You know what I mean? Like, she's always gonna be close to it. Her husband is the COO. Like, so I feel like this branch out for Stephanie is really refreshing to see.
I'm very excited for Stephanie venturing out to all these opportunities and something that she could do outside of being in the corporate office. So this is a really nice opportunity, and Dana White's going to need all the good publicity he can get, because
Mhm.
I will say this: I don't follow UFC. I know some of our counterparts, Jacob and Sed, follow UFC, so
Yes.
this is something that they can probably attest to. But like I said, I'm very curious on what question she's going to ask him. So it's kind of really interesting to see. But just a reminder, her podcast launches this week, and it's supposed to be tomorrow, which is Thursday. So kudos to Stephanie McMahon, and wish her in everything that she does. And
Yes.
it's WrestleMania week, so we have to talk a few things related to WrestleMania, because we've been talking about this last couple days. The full list of WWE's top 50 WrestleMania matches of all time. I know the last couple shows, there was a discussion on this, and everybody was not too happy on it, but the full list is out. And the number one match from WrestleMania 25 is The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels.
Okay, so this is so we had a discussion about this with Will and everything. Um and I had jumped ahead of I had jumped the gun because I thought that the previous list that had came out was they had released basically the best title matches of WrestleMania. I thought they were just meaning like the best matches. And I was wondering why this match wasn't on no list, or like the end of the era, the retirement versus streak. Like I was like, where the hell was this match at? And Will was like, no, title matches. I was like, oh, got ahead of myself. But they got it right with this one. I personally think they got it right. I know a lot of other people would probably not agree, and that's okay. We're still good. A lot of people would say, there's so many iconic matches that have happened at WrestleMania that it didn't even have to do with titles. This is one of them. You could even say the icon versus icon match, the Rock versus Hogan, could be up there as well. It doesn't get any bigger than that, because that was a dream match that we never thought we'd see at the time. But however, we are here, and Shawn Michaels and Undertaker are yet again number one at everything they do. And this is I'm not in disagreement with this decision at all. I could literally watch all three of their matches at WrestleMania, well, including the one with Triple H that he did twice, or back to back, like the streak versus the career, and the one before that, and then the one after that, the end of the era. Like I could literally watch all of that like in one freaking sitting, because those matches literally made movies. Like you made a movie out of those matches, you know what I mean? And it was just so impactful. Like, damn well, like when you see when you saw the behind the scenes of that match, and like how at the time Vince McMahon reacted, like straight up tears, like crying. Like those are his. Undertaker is his baby. Undertaker is probably the one and only gimmick that Vince McMahon came up with that he never messed up, and never like tarnished at all. So that, and then you have Shawn Michaels, the icon, the main event, the showstopper. Like, it needs you say more. These are two of the best who have ever done it. Or, I mean, there's a couple more I could add to that list, of course, but Shawn and Taker's matches at Mania were absolutely stellar, and we'll never see anything like that again.
I agree. I think that was the build-up, because I remember the build-ups for their matches respectively for WrestleMania, and that was mind-blowing just to see like the story and how everything was. And Shawn really wanted to beat the Undertaker so bad, and just seeing the match leading up to it, and even hearing
the whole coming down from the heavens,
crazy,
and then coming up from like, it was just beautiful. The contrast, it was just everything.
It was so beautiful. And like JR being on commentary throughout that match, that just provided another level of storytelling. I did look at this list. I will say, even though it's not on the list, I give 2 honorable mentions, because I know they put in TLC 2 for WrestleMania, but I have to put an honorable mention to WrestleMania 16 in that triangle ladder match, because that was a showstopper of a match, and that was all 6 teams' WrestleMania debut. I know people don't like WrestleMania 16, but that was a bright spot in that match, and that was one of the best matches of the night, next to the triple threat match with Kurt Angle when he defended his Eurocontinental title.
Yes, wow.
And the second match I want to put in, because I know I see a lot of ladies in the match, I got to go with WrestleMania 19. Trish, Victoria, Jazz, because that match, because I know we all love Bianca, we all love when Sasha Banks was here, Becky, Charlotte,
but there were women before that. Just saying,
yes,
just saying,
there were women.
They walked, they ran, and while we walked, and you get what I'm saying.
Yes, you got to respect those ladies, because those 3 ladies put on a stellar match, and Trish won the women's title. Trish gave us a satisfaction to Steven Richards, and just seeing like Jazz.
That's right.
And
that
all
was
of
the right to censor when they were trying to get on Trish about. Oh my God! Wow, what a time!
Yes,
you had to be there, guys. You missed out.
It was just WrestleMania 19. So I'm not okay. I'm okay with this list, because there was a few honorable mentions I would put in there, but it's a solid list.
Top 10? You have the list. Like, give us maybe like the top 10. Like, I didn't really see the entire list, honestly.
Yeah. So Number 1, of course, I mentioned The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Number 2, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold from WrestleMania 13.
I knew that was gonna be the close second. I knew it's it's always it's always a never-ending battle, like when it comes to Shawn and Brett, man. They're just always, paralleling one over the other like a little bit, but for me, they're right here. So they're
It's
equal.
crazy, and they're going into the Hall of Fame this weekend.
Yes,
Just
they
just to
are.
know.
Shout out to Brett for being a
Yes.
three-time Hall of Famer, though. Just saying.
First time ever. First time ever. That is historical.
Three time.
Num- so number 3, The Rock versus Hogan, as we mentioned, WrestleMania 18.
Okay.
Number 4, Randy Savage versus Ricky Steamboat from WrestleMania
Oh,
20,
yes.
as it should be. Number
Mhm.
5, The Rock versus Stone Cold from WrestleMania 17.
That's 2 for The Rock and 2 for Stone Cold.
And number 6, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes from WrestleMania 40.
Of course.
Number 7, the Dudleys versus the Hardys versus Edge and Christian from WrestleMania 17.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Number 8, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 3.
The moment that started it all.
The Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage from WrestleMania 7.
Okay.
And number 10, I think we talked about this, but from WrestleMania 35, it was Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair.
Nice to know that I was there for 2 of these matches. That's pretty damn cool. That was pretty cool. But I'm okay with this top 10 or 5 or 10. That was 10. Yeah, I'm okay with this 10. That's not bad. It's really hard. I like it. It's really hard to determine, but the fact that they have Savage and Steamboat in this top 10 is so deserved. Like if you had it any past 10, like I would have been upset. Like
Yeah,
I'm fine with this list. I don't really think it matters which of these top 10s are in a particular order, but they all definitely deserve to be there.
Yeah, I'm very happy Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat actually were in that match. I'm okay with the top 10. It's nothing too crazy because, of course, number 10 with Ronda Rousey, Becky, and Charlotte, that's when Becky had the 2 belts. So I can understand why they put it in number 10.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm not mad at it. I would have to see literally the whole list, and I'll let you know if I'm really, really mad at it or not. But right now, I'm not.
Well, as we're continuing in WrestleMania season, ESPN put a ranking of John Cena's most memorable WrestleMania matches right before his big match against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. I'm just gonna put out the top 10 matches, and honey, we'll talk about that if you agree or disagree with this list. Number 1 is WrestleMania 23 with him versus Shawn Michaels. Number 2.
So wait, say that again. 3 is what?
No, number 1 is him versus Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 23.
Oh, John Cena and Yeah. Oh my God.
John.
That match was disgusting in the best way ever.
It was number 1. Number 2 is John Cena versus The Rock from WrestleMania 28.
The first one. That's the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one. The buildup. No, I have never in my life seen a buildup for a whole year happen so perfectly until those two did it.
And the music choice was just like spot on.
Spot on. Yes, it was just as good as like build up for when they did, when they had My Way by Limp Bizkit for The Rock versus Stone Cold at 17. But it was just like this build up, the back and forth, The Rock, John Cena responding to The Rock in the form of a rap, and The Rock completely craps all over it. It calls him a fruit, yabba dabba bitch, like Fruity Pebbles, like the whole Fruity Pebble thing. And like, that was just chaotic and so much fun.
That was very crazy. And at number 3, it's John Cena versus Randy Orton versus Triple H from WrestleMania 24. Number 3. Number 4, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse match from WrestleMania 36.
That's 3 for John Cena on this list already. That's crazy.
Number 5, because this is all the matches ranked for John Cena in WrestleManias.
Yes, true.
Yeah, number 5, it's John Cena versus Triple H from WrestleMania 22. Number 6 is John versus The Miz from WrestleMania 27.
I was saying, where's Miz up in there, and and where's Randy?
Well,
Where's
he was
Randy in this list? Like
well,
John Cena and Randy, anything was great.
yeah, I think he was up there number 3. It was him versus Randy versus Triple H from
Oh,
WrestleMania
okay, the triple
4.
threat. Like I was thinking one on one. Randy and John one on one was like dope.
Yeah, that was crazy. And number 7, it's John Cena versus Rusev from WrestleMania 31.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Number 8, John versus JBL from WrestleMania 21. And that was where he won his first WWE championship
I would have
in
put that a little lower, like a little like 5 or 4.
5 or 4.
JBL was a great heel for John
Oh,
Cena.
yeah. He was a
He was
really
a
good
perfect
heel.
heel.
He was definitely a good heel. Number 9, Cena versus Big Show at WrestleMania 20. That's when John won the U.S. title for the first time at Madison Square Garden.
Hence beginning the open challenges.
Yes. And wrapping up the countdown at number 10, him versus Austin Theory at WrestleMania 39.
Okay. Austin Theory, you lucky, buddy. All right, you got that off. But I wouldn't have put that match there. I think I could think of a few matches that would be better.
What matches do you think should have been on that countdown?
Not for none. John Cena. Well, did John Cena versus The Miz was what year? From 31?
27.
27. Was that the one with Nikki Bella and Miz and Maurice in there when they were doing their back and forth? Because I feel like that was a good WrestleMania match too. The tag team match that they had.
WrestleMania 27. That was in, because I'm looking that up now. That was actually
WrestleMania. Oh, thank you, Boza. WrestleMania 33 is what I'm thinking of. I feel like that match should have been in the countdown too, because Miz is like probably, besides Randy Orton and Rusev, I think the Miz is probably one of John Cena's greatest rivals. Like between those three. Like, yeah. If I had to pick out of those three,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I think I don't know. I feel like the Miz deserved a little bit.
And that's when he had Alex Riley in his corner, the Miz at that time.
Who?
I know, it's like Alex Riley. You're like, who?
Alex Riley? What? Who's that?
Who?
I remember Alex Riley. It's so funny because you think about those wrestlers then, and you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be something, and then
it just falters.
Yeah.
That is funny. But yeah, we just wanted to go through those lists. And before we get any further, I definitely want to do a quick preview of AEW Dynamite, because it is a special milestone for them as AEW Dynamite surpasses WCW Monday Nitro to become the longest running primetime wrestling show on Turner Networks. And they are coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts at the MGM Music Hall. And of course, at the top, yes. And at the top of the hour, yours truly will be doing a watch along. We will be celebrating. We'll be giving like all our best moments of AEW Dynamite. So you do not want to miss the spring breakthrough edition. Just to go through the card really quickly, we do have some matches. We do have the Hurt Syndicate taking on the Gates of Agony for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We also have the Death Riders taking on the Ops, which consists of Hook, Katsuyori Shibata, and Samoa Joe for the AEW World Trio Championships. And pretty much the rest of the night is going to be the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarterfinals. 2 matches for the men. Hangman Adam Page is taking on a wild card. I don't know who's he taking on, but we shall see who's his opponent tonight. Rematch from last year's Revolution. Will Ospreay taking on Konosuke Takeshita. And of course, on the women's side, Boston, your CEO is coming home. Mercedes Moné taking on the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Athena. Well, honey, is there a match? I know you don't watch a lot of AEW, but is there a match in particular that makes you want to watch?
When it does come to AEW, I always want to watch everything Will Ospreay. I will say that. I always turn like the TV on for Will Ospreay. I feel like every single match he does is a hit. He always just makes things more exciting, and he's just absolutely fun to watch. I am intrigued to see the CEO in action tonight because she is going to be facing Athena. I'm a little worried about that, but I'm also concerned. I'm also wondering if Tony's going to hold that end of the bargain where do the hometown heroes win, or is she going to get defeated by the forever champion? And I would prefer that. I would like to piss off Boston tonight. So if I was Tony, I'd book Athena to win that. Just saying.
Well, trust me, it won't
It's
be
the
the
New
last
Yorker in
time.
me. Sorry.
That's a And Jacob, I do see your comment. Yes, they're not celebrating tonight, but I will be on my watch along. I will be celebrating during that. So make sure to hang out with
Is it
me.
this way or this way? You're this way.
Yeah, that's what you
Okay, good.
make sure to hang out with me on the top of the hour because it's going to be fun. And plus, you don't know who's going to stop by for this watch along tonight because we don't know. But I'm going to be watching it, and
Mhm.
just make sure it's on 8 p.m. on the East Coast on TBS, simulcast on Max. And also, it's funny we're talking about AEW because we're going to talk about the promotion there in partnership, New Japan. If you have not heard the news lately, Naito, as you know, Naito and New Japan Pro Wrestling have agreed to part ways, and he is now a free agent. Said this during a press conference with New Japan. And honey, I just want to get your quick thoughts on your reaction and where do you think his journey is going to lead you next?
You know, there's been a lot of movement going around. I can't help but wonder the fact that all in a span of a week, New Japan Pro has gotten rid of Cobb. All of a sudden, Dwayne Johnson is figuring out a Rubik's Cube with a New Japan Pro shirt on. And then we have this. There's been a lot of news surrounding New Japan Pro, and I think it's really interesting because I think they're on the cusp of something, and they're definitely in need for a big change. I think that this is. I mean, first of all, I think it's awesome. I think that also Tetsuya Naito uh being a free agent, I think this just creates more opportunities for him. um he has nothing to prove. His work speaks for itself. I think that I'm not sure where he would fit as far as the companies go, or the which circuit he would want to be a part of. But I would like to see him test the waters somewhere else. You know what I mean? He's been in New Japan Pro for a long time. They have had a partnership with AEW for quite some time, but he's now a free agent. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Triple H or Dwayne or Nick Khan is trying to call this man like right now, because I feel like that's something that they could capitalize on in order to solidify a partnership with Japan going forward if they were to make that move, being that forbidden door thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not sure, but I feel like there's a lot of movement going surrounding New Japan Pro, and I think it's just really interesting. In the midst of all that, one of your biggest superstars there is a free agent now. So I think that's something that we should definitely keep an eye on in the next coming weeks for New Japan Pro. And if they've agreed to part ways, I hope it was like a mutual thing. They both did well for each other, and they were both the partners, the work that they did was well done. So I think that there's still more that Tetsuya Naito could do. So maybe he could do it somewhere else, somewhere like NXT or TNA. Maybe I could see something like that.
Yeah, it's been really weird the last couple days because The Rock showed up in a New Japan Pro Wrestling t-shirt and we saw little hints, and it's like, where are we going with this? It's
I
like
couldn't help
you're
but wonder.
teasing. Are you teasing a bit? But like I said, Naito has been one of their top stars. He was at Forbidden Door last year when he faced off against John Moxley for the IWGP Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Aha! And I got it right too. So
IWG.
I did get it right.
IWPG.
Yes, I did get it right. But and actually Boza put something in the comments that Moose put an open challenge for Unbreakable tomorrow. And that would be interesting if he did show up. That would be very interesting.
Being that they have teased international stars showing up, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I said. Fernando thinks Naito is going to WWE. There's some people that would think that too.
Well, that is a possibility, and of course, we always appreciate it. But I was not on WWT Live a couple weeks ago because you guys were talking about the representation of not publicizing some of your Asian stars. So that is a little bit concerned with like Shinsuke, Io, Asuka, Julia. That's also a little bit concerning too. So if he does, I just hope they do find a way to market to that demographic, because that is one specific area that they haven't had the strongest capability. So if it does happen, I hope they do, because I would like to see it be successful. I don't want this to fail. So
yes,
we shall see what happens. And just a quick news, because we were just talking about New Japan and AEW. Quick news regarding Forbidden Door. It will be announced for this August in London. It will be taking place in London on Sunday, August 24th at the O2 Arena. And this marks the 4th annual joint pay-per-view between All Elite Wrestling and New Japan Wrestling. And the first time this event will be held outside of the United States. They did not say when tickets go on sale, but it's really nice to see that they are getting a lot of attention in the UK, and especially since they're taking a break from Wembley Stadium and they'll be back in 2026. But this is a great opportunity for them. Honey, you got any quick thoughts on this? Any quick?
Forbidden Door announced for London. Yeah, when we getting tickets, we out. You and me, we out.
Look, I'm waiting for Wembley. I'm waiting for Wembley Stadium next year.
I was gonna say, I know that's what you're really waiting for, the Wembley. Yeah, I know that.
Wembley Stadium. Because they announced it for 2026. I'm waiting for Wembley and Australia.
Yes. Stone Cold Elite, go big or go home, baby girl.
Look, I'm trying to get Boss Lady.
I feel you, but no, I think AEW and NJPW for Forbidden Door announced for London, of course, being that their 4th event there, and using the O2 Arena as well. They already familiarized themselves with that location, and the UK fans go crazy for wrestling. I don't think it really matters which promotion. I think the UK just really goes crazy for wrestling, and they're really, really fun fans. So yeah, I think shout outs to AEW and New Japan Pro, continuing to solidify, their big events and capitalizing on that, because they should. Let's just hope Tony knows how to book it.
I just hope he knows how to book it too, because yes, you are the boss, sir, but you got other people, your EVPs, and they need to get their shit in order. Get their egos out the door, and I'm just saying
what she said.
I'm just saying, because nobody's pointing out
shit in order.
I'm just saying, not you, but get your shit in order with your EVPs. Because nobody wants to talk about that. But
I'm sick of these EVPs. The fact that they're still EVPs. Tired.
I'm just saying, Tony, come on. It's not just you, because I know you can do it. It's just you got to clean up your executive office, sir.
Instead of Young Bucks, I really want to say something else, but I'm not going to say it because I want to keep it clean. I'm trying to be a lady.
I would keep it clean, but save it for my watch along later.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Save it for my watch along. But anyways, as we talked about the partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW is in partnership with CMLL, and as announced by Fox Sports Mexico, they will partner with CMLL to bring AEW Grand Slam Mexico to the historic Arena Mexico in Mexico City on Wednesday, June 8th. This marks the first time an AEW event has been held in Chicago, and tickets will go on sale Saturday, April
in Mexico.
Yes.
Chicago.
Oh, I did. Oops. I thought it said Mexico.
Okay.
But it's in Mexico. But
yeah, I think
that's your thoughts.
I think that's cool. I think that's definitely something to look forward to and to look at. I mean, for Fox Sports to be involved as well as CMLL and everything, I think that I really hope that this presents an opportunity to see more talent and see more superstars. I really hope that being that, you know, I mean, we've seen AEW in their partnerships before. I'm just hoping this one works out for the best. So, like I said, okay, I'm keeping my eye on it, but we'll see.
I would like
But
for
it's
this.
very exciting.
I would like for this to work out because they do have a lot of stars in that market they could do. They could do with Hologram, Commander, the Beast Mortos, Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, so many stars, and even Will Ospreay because he's an international star, and some of your AEW stars who wrestled in CMLL, like Taya Valkyrie wrestled there, Deonna Purrazzo wrestled there, Thunder Rosa could be an asset. So I just hope they do better. And speaking of that, we have an appearance from our resident mayor because he's getting ready for WrestleMania week. So we have to bring him in the building.
How's everybody doing?
What's up, Sad? There he
I'm
is.
sorry I'm late. I'm in a state where it takes an hour to get 15 minutes, so I apologize for that.
Well, it's funny. Brother. Well, it's funny that you're here because I know I went over the preview for Dynamite, but I want to get your thoughts on your client. I mean, hey, your client has a big match. He's in Boston.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're talking about that client?
Yes.
We're talking about that client.
I thought we were talking about the other. You know what client I want to talk about?
We know, but
feel free to talk about whichever client
one you want.
We covered both already.
I'm gonna shout out all three. Of course, my client, Miss Parker, is in competition for the women's championship in NXT this weekend. You know what? I think she has a strong shot of winning that match. A lot of people think that she's just the underdog there, but I don't think so. I think there's a strong chance. When you look at the change of the guard with NXT, and I think we talked about this during all these debuts with Zarya, Julia, as well as Stephanie Vacour, we felt like they weren't long for NXT, that they wouldn't be in the building that long. They might make that switch very soon because the main roster needs more stories to be told. So I can see a change of the guard with Jada. I can also see how do I want to phrase this? Politically correct. Listen, Hickenbottom, if I'm in the building and I don't see my client reach for that title not one time, we're going to have a problem. And I'm going to be sitting ringside, so I'm within striking reach of where you at.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
So
don't you dare try
I think it's between
my HBK. How dare you?
I think it's between Thea and Lola, if I'm being honest. I think the tag team of Zarya and Soul cancels each other out. I can see a world where Izzy Dame wins just based off Sean Spears' statement about letting them get shine, and Izzy's on the trend upwards. But like I think it's between Lola and Thea Hell, and I think Lola should have an edge just because she really hasn't been on TV. Same with Thea. But I think Thea's going back into that metamorphosis she tried to do in the JC Jane feud, where she was, hey, I'm not a little girl anymore. So I think we need to see more of that to believe it before she gets a belt. So we'll see. And you know what? Damn it, I will. Damn it, I will. Damn it, I will. And these hips do not lie. And as far as Mercedes, On Heart Tournament, I think this is the right vehicle for Mercedes. I'm glad we finally have Athena on Wednesday night television, but I think this is the vehicle to get Mercedes and Tony. Like Tony's promo a week ago, pretty much that was the first time Tony even mentioned Mercedes' name, to my knowledge.
They've kept them far apart for a reason.
They kept them far apart, and I think you've ran into a window where you want to build in for this All In Texas show, and like you can't keep them apart any longer, especially with the way you've booked Mercedes and the way you've made her larger than life and the way she's undefeated. It's like you can't keep running away for them being in the same orbit. So I think it'll add credence. Like, let's say if Mercedes goes over, there's no reason for me to believe that she won't just because she's undefeated. I think that's a nice feather in the cap, beating somebody who's been a champion for 800 plus days. So now you can enter into this timeless world where you have big booking or a big bill, essentially. Toni Storm's the first AEW champion to have 4 title reigns. Mercedes, arguably the most popular TBS champion. So you can pretty much build that way where it's like this is history being made. And I think you save it for your biggest show of the year. So
I'm not gonna lie. CEO versus Tony is gonna be cinema.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
they're gonna deliver promos, but I will
I think
say
it'd be great.
she's gonna be busy because not only she has this match, she also has New Japan because she will be defending the New Japan Strong Women's Championship in a triple threat match next month.
That's next month, and
Yep.
it's May 11th, right across the street from me. So I will be there.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I can see a world where there's no finish to this match. Like I can see a world where maybe they do something underhanded, both competitors move on. I can see a world where there's a triple threat with Athena as well, and it's like winner takes all. I don't know how you get there, but it just makes sense to put everybody that's in that umbrella that's really been doing it big for women's wrestling in a match with each other.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of avenues they could do with this. I mean, I can't pick a winner because they both did so well. So I just kind of have to wait and see tonight. So I would not be shocked if it ended like in a draw or a double counter or whatever. They do a triple threat match, and plus they got Double or Nothing. So I don't even know what's going to happen for the women's title with Double or Nothing, and also some of the other matches that are going to happen.
All I know is this: like, Tony, stop doing this shit on free TV. You do shit like this on free TV, and then you want me to watch a pay-per-view for 24 hours. No. Put this on your pay-per-views. like you want me to show up to the pay-per-views, put the big matches like this on your pay-per-view. I don't got time on Wednesdays. I don't got time. I'm busy.
Yes. I feel like it's backwards. He has all like the good card matches on a Wednesday night where not really all of us could see it, but then a pay-per-view comes. Like for me personally, I have not seen a better pay-per-view than Revolution when Sting retired. Me personally. And that's saying a lot.
That was a good moment.
That was amazing. That I watched that pay-per-view in full. I purchased it. I bought it. And I was just like, this is what I need from Tony. But I don't know. His cards on Wednesdays look better than the pay-per-views sometimes, but I feel like that was his last solid pay-per-view.
So did I hear that they officially passed Nitro for Turner Networks as far as episodes?
Yes, they did. Yeah, we did.
Tonight,
we talked about that.
Tonight.
So maybe that's why I'll cut him a little bit of slack. Maybe that's why you put this on a Wednesday, but the pattern is there where it's like there's too much filler on the pay-per-views, and then you have big matches like this that we would want to see on a bigger stage and actually given more time without the commercial breaks and things like that.
Agree.
You know what? In AEW's 5+ year history, and this is a while ago, my favorite thing they've ever done is still the first Stadium Stampede. Still. And maybe it's time for an all women's Stadium Stampede. I don't know. There's some ideas that can be.
They got a lot of women to work with.
They have a lot. They have a lot of storylines. They have a lot they can work with.
Take note, Tony. Take note.
They need to take notes. I guess Revolution. I guess because I like Dynasty because I was there live in person. So I mean, it was nice when it was live because I was sitting right there.
And you were able to be invested and pay attention. Like that's different.
Yeah, I was able to pay attention. So it was like, okay, but I don't know. But we shall see. Tony, you got to take notes. But instead, it's nice that you joined on this because I was going to save this a lot because Nick Khan was on the Bill Simmons podcast today. Of course, he was talking about WrestleMania for a little bit and a lot of things. And he had some interesting quotes that I wanted to share with you. And this one was regarding saying WWE is the underdog when asked about AEW being a rival. He quoted, "We're always the underdog at WWE. We always feel that people underestimate us, that we're looked down upon, and we like it that way. Like, bet against us. We prefer that. And allow us to show you what we can do." And there was another quote that he did in this podcast interview. And it was actually where Nick Khan said he thinks a number of AEW talent will come over to WWE once their contract expires. And he said, in terms of the other wrestling...
Pardon?
Yeah, this is what he said. In terms of the other wrestling promotional company, They have a lot of talented wrestlers, and we're happy about that. When contractually they are available to talk to and have conversations with, assume a number of them will come over. Nothing but respect to the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars and all those other things.
Yeah. They've been
We
talking
don't-
big shit the past couple of days, like totally shading Tony Khan, which is turnabout's fair play because Tony Khan does a lot of underhanded comments on WWE. So like
Always.
that
Never miss a
comment,
drop.
that comment about the billionaire that funds the kid, and then Seth Rollins' comments on the Cam Hayward show where he was like, "Oh yeah, I respect the." He said something similar to that, like some billionaire's kid with the company. So it's like they shading the fuck out of him on the biggest week of the year. So a lot of outlets are going to
Well, he
aggregate
gets
those
away with
quotes and
talking
pick
a
it up.
lot of shit too. So.
But the very telling comment is, I can't keep it PG. This is Nick Khan putting his nuts on the table and saying, listen, we got money, we got the spectacle, we have all of this glitz and glamour here, and it's like we know your people want to come over here. It's just a matter of when. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
We've shown you the blueprint with Jade, with now Ricky Saints, with Ethan Page, with Cody being the biggest aspect of it. It's like, hey, you can put people in these 5-year contracts all you want, but like we'll still be there. We'll still be there looking over your shoulder. What are you gonna do about it? And that's the craziest thing when you read between the lines of that quote. It's like, oh yeah, we got our. You always say there's no counter booking, but it's like, hey, we have our eyes on certain people. I can't legally talk about that, but like, yeah, they'll come here. And the thing that he's saying, the quiet part out loud, is like when he says they're the underdog, it's like, hey, they're coming here and we're going to have a plan for them.
Right. We know what we're going to do with them.
Yeah.
We're going to have
a plan for
brands,
them.
layout, merch, ideas, everything all set, ready to go. What are you doing?
Man.
Because you saw, like, that reminds me of when Sting came, right? When Sting came finally to the WWE and they were showing the behind the scenes where he met in the office with Vince and Triple H and everything. And they were showing him all this stuff. Like they had a desk with a whole bunch of different kind of Sting stuff that they were going to use and different ideas. And all he had to do was just pick. Okay. Like WWE does not play that shit. When they're going to give you a platform, they give you a platform. It's up to you to want to have to build the brand. And are you hungry enough? And do you want it enough? Do you see the vision? Does it relate to you? Does it speak to you? It's like creating art. It's literally creating an artist, creating art. And it's there's no, AEW doesn't have that kind of structure. I mean, they can build it and they can get there, but it's like when y'all sign these new talents or these talents that come from other places, they were fine where they were at, and you say that you could create a better avenue for them here, but then nothing, not really much. Look at how long it took Ricochet to finally catch on with the people. You know what I mean? Like, as much as a lot of people think he's corny and everything like that, Ricochet is Ricochet. Ricochet is a freaking damn good talent. It was just so much. It was just about his promo work. And now it's starting to click. But why did it take so long if you guys were booking this man as your new guy? Like, you guys were so hell-bent on bragging that you got this star and everything. But why did it take so long to get him here? Because it wouldn't have taken it might have taken him longer in WWE. But mind you, we were going through a transitional phase. We were dealing with a new boss, a whole new company, KO and endorsements and change and this and that, a whole new board. You know what I mean? But with Tony Khan, the thing is that all he does pretty much is steal the talent and be like, ha, we got him. But then you don't do anything that's worth doing with them. And that's what we're nitpicking at, Tony. That's what we're freaking sick of. We would just want. Oh, she got the mic. I'm gonna stop.
No, you keep going. Keep going.
I'm gonna say rant, sis, please.
Keep going. No, you can keep going.
And thank you, Boza. To your point, another perfect example of that is Saraya Page, the biggest women's commodity in wrestling, period. I'm sorry, no offense said. Screw Mercedes, screw the horsewomen. Paige, man. Paige, because Paige came from the bottom up. She was one of the youngest superstars. She surpassed Stone Cold Steve Austin. That doesn't happen often. And you ruined it. You messed it up. You couldn't even do that part. Yes, Jacob, that part too. Stairs and Andrade. I understand. maybe we're cooking something there, but I don't know. But right now we're talking about Tony. So, but yeah, like how do you mess up on Soraya? How do you mess up on someone like Willow Nightingale or even Athena? Like you don't have her on TV. She's your forever champion. She should be on TV every week, almost as much as Mercedes is. You know, like there's just little things. Malachi Black. That's all I'm gonna say. Period. Okay. Adam Cole. Maybe it's picking up now with Adam Cole, but I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Miss Elite. Please take it away.
Let me just say this before anything. Everybody stay in their lanes. Nick Khan, Tony Khan, everybody stay in their lanes. Please. Because Tony, you said a lot of shit when you first started. You said a lot. And you should really stay in your own lane. Nick Khan, I know you wanted to bash AEW, but it's not the time and place to do it. This is your biggest event of the week, WrestleMania. I have never seen WWE be an underdog. And at least, even though with everything that's happening and Chelsea Green did not get her match at WrestleMania this weekend, there is some good points. But, Tony, you got to figure out who your pillars are for AEW. You dropped the ball with Saraya. Yeah, you did it with Swerve, but there were some stars you dropped the ball on. Yeah. You dropped the ball on Orange Cassidy. He could have been world champion by now, but you didn't. You could have had the Acclaim be tag team champions last year, but you didn't. There are so many avenues doing that. And even I pushed Kyle Fletcher. Like, Kyle Fletcher needs to get some gold. Why hasn't he gotten any gold yet?
Mm-hmm.
And also with so many stars, like Malachi Black, when Rusev was there, Mio, Keith Lee. Where has Keith Lee been? Where has he been?
I don't know where Keith Lee is.
Where is he? And also with the fact, I mean, you have Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Queen Amanada.
Hello.
Where has Queen Amanada been? I'm just saying, like, you need to figure out who your true pillars are in AEW. For the men's side, you got Swerve, you have Will Ospreay, you got MJF. You got MJF. I'll throw Jericho in there, even though everybody's
Jericho's a pillar anywhere.
Yeah,
like Jericho's a pillar in AEW. It was because him and Cody are the reason. Like
Jericho, I will throw in there, and I'll also throw in Kenny Omega as a pillar. But you got to figure out, especially in your women's division, like Tony, yes. Mercedes, okay. Willow, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hager. Like, hello, where's Jamie Hager?
Camille.
And we haven't seen Dr. Britt Baker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
just so you know, we're talking to you, Tony.
You wretched little bitch. And also with the fact, because I didn't want to bring this up, and I was going to say it for my watch along, because apparently there's rumors swirling regarding Mariah May. I don't know what's going to happen with her. I don't know what's going to happen because apparently people are throwing the rumors of WWE. But I'm going to wait to see what happens because that would be the biggest fumble if you got rid of Mariah May.
I have no words. The Timeless Elite has spoken.
But that's it for me. I'll be sharing a lot about this on my watch along tonight. But Said, do you want to put any thoughts in regarding NXT, Stand and Deliver? You did Raw on Monday. Any thoughts?
Yeah, we made it to the watch along. It was a lackluster Raw, if I'm being honest. I mean,
not gonna lie, kind of.
Seth standing tall again. End of the show, which I mean, Seth said a lot, and maybe he's just stirring the pot. He's very good at this. He did say a lot about the whole, and this is on Cam Hayward's podcast. Honey, you know who Cam Hayward is, Pittsburgh.
Damn right, I know. That's my big papa.
But like him pretty much saying like his soul is always for sale, and like if you want to hang on to Seth's words, he's been using a lot of the whole best for business.
The same line Cena used.
Yeah, he's using the best for business a lot. So I just hope whatever we see this weekend that they don't miss the mark. Like I hope that we don't have this. I hope we don't have the biggest show of the year and we don't get 17, but now it's like we're gonna get Seth and Cody again for a few months because everybody's gonna take vacation now. I hope we get legit spectacle, legit surprises, and I thought Monday Night Raw was kind of whack. The best part was probably
the ending.
Oh man, that's tough. The women's tag match was decent. The match with Balor and Penta was good. I think that's the biggest wild card match this weekend.
Smoking hot, that match. Whew, hot.
But as far as NXT goes, I didn't get a chance to watch the full NXT last night, but I am excited for the card. And I think being up, I mean, the only thing I don't like is it's like 9 a.m. start time now that we got 2 pre-show matches, but it is what it is.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that's just gonna be on at 9 a.m.
So I mean, but I think the card is gonna be dope, and I think we'll be surprised at what the main event is come Saturday as well. I don't think it's Trick, Oba, and Javon.
I don't think it should be, honestly. It's no offense to them. But I feel like that women's ladder match, not for nothing, could main event or should, but maybe that's just me. Which one do you think, Seth?
I definitely think the Stephanie Julia.
Oh yeah. That
100%.
You have 2 of the biggest international commodities that you you purchased and brought to our side. Like, yeah, you're definitely gonna want to attract those international fans. Maybe that's how they attract NJPW, and that's why The Rock was in the show. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching, but whatever.
We're gonna get a breaking news that $7 Productions just bought New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Bro, I'm waiting for it.
Oh
I'm
my
literally
God.
waiting. I'm literally waiting for it. Is there anything this man can't do? Dwayne, and where are you at? Where are you? Because it's WrestleMania season. We haven't seen you since Chamber. Where have you been, sir?
He may show up on Friday.
You know, you got your Winter Soldier walking around. Like, come on now. Let's go. Cook it up.
He may show up on Friday.
Don't get me
Never
started.
know.
Don't get me started.
He should. He probably will be at the Hall of Fame ceremony. At least
he most likely
in theory,
will.
he should.
Most likely.
He would. I would think he would be, especially with the fact one of your biggest rivals is going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame for his match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah, and they all just so happen to be around the same area in the same weekend where WrestleMania is apparently happening, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I don't know what I'm expecting this weekend. I just need it to be good. And shout outs to everybody who's out there. Have a damn good time and have fun, man. Just enjoy the fucking show.
And also following the words of Drew McIntyre's advice for WrestleMania: be humble to the wrestlers. Do not stalk them in the airports. Do not harass them at any events, and enjoy all the independent shows.
Yes, I feel that.
Although I disagree with one of those. I agree with a lot of what he said, the deodorant and, being respectful. Don't be waiting out the hotels. But if I see Mr. Hickenbottom, I am absolutely calling him by his name.
You are not. You better leave.
I see him in the lobby somewhere. Michael Sean Hickenbottom.
In the lobby, you gonna call him in the lobby. Michael Sean
Hickenbottom. Bring your ass here.
Not the government.
What are you doing?
No.
You gonna feel like you gonna be like, are my parents here? Like, what the fuck? Michael Sean Hickenbottom. I'll never forget finding out that was his name. I'm like, what? I felt robbed. I did. I felt robbed. I'm like, no, it's Shawn Michaels. What's this Michael Sean Hickenbottom shit? What is it?
He had to change his name. He had
to. Shawn Michaels is perfect, though. Shawn Michaels is perfect. It's perfect.
It was super perfect.
After Lola reaches for the suit, the briefcase, or the title a couple of times, will you go back to addressing him as Shawn?
If Lola wins the championship and captures her first gold on Saturday morning, he can be my GOAT again, and there will be no more beef. I'm ending beefs this week, in case you guys haven't noticed.
I've caught on to the pattern.
I have it. I'm ending beefs. I'm good.
I feel you on that because I'm trying to show some humbling and growth in my ways as well. Hence the congrats to one of your clients. She did kill it. And she looks great, by the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, she gave a forearm to Tatum Paxley.
I think judging by her social, they've been actually putting her on the live shows in Florida a lot. So I think she's been.
They're just trying to get her in front of people, man. Like the live crowds for the live show. So that's good. That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, we'll see. I think the card looks strong though. I mean, outside of I don't know what the hell I watched with the D'Angelo family and Dark Stage.
That was crazy.
So first of all, the fact that Vic Joseph was like, hold on, Booker, hold on. I'm hearing that we have something going on in the back. Then it goes to a pre-recorded thing. And you don't hear any more commentary the whole time. I'm like, so y'all pre-recorded this. This isn't live right now, but you just lied. It was live. Like y'all need to work on that. Sean. Come on now.
I mean, I like
better, Sean.
It was just random.
Yeah, it was weird and it was random and I didn't like it. No matter what, listen, I'm going to tell you this. This is the one thing I will not agree with Sean. I don't care how many times you throw Tony D'Angelo and this stupid family in my face, and it's no shade. They're all not stupid, but I just mean like the gimmick. Like I'm just sick of it. I don't care how many times you throw him in my face. I don't care. I'm not invested. I'm not going to like him. I don't dig it. I don't dig the gimmick. It doesn't fit him. It really doesn't. And then I think, all right, the only plot twist I think is pretty cool is the whole Channing Stacks Lorenzo switch up and making moves without, as the underboss, without the big boss. Because technically, I would have thought Channing was the boss. Technically, the Don looks like the underboss. He looks like the guy that does the goon work. You know what I mean? Like with the tracksuit and the hair and everything. Because I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. I just don't feel it. But I'm just going to say that.
My biggest issue with that segment, and I've said it before, when who had the meeting with him? Oh man, I can't. It was so long ago. One of his
was it Ilya Dragunov?
Yeah, there we go. It was Ilya.
That was the only time when it was starting to get good, and then it was stupid.
But my problem is, it's like, who the hell are all these other people? They pulled up with like 20, 30 people, and it's like, do they got names?
Who are these guys?
Are they under WWE contract? Are we in breach of insurance? What is going on?
Right, make it make sense.
And then they all are like, this extra's getting taken out by 4 men. It's like, it's 20 something of y'all. Y'all should have watched them. Like when we did the dinner with Ilya, and they going in the docks and all these other little departments, and you see all these meat people, Italians, mean mug and stuff like that. Who are these people?
Yeah,
we can't identify at least, we can't get like at least a couple side characters that are repeating actors. I don't know.
Or some LFG talents.
Yeah,
just making their way up in there, something.
We just got cousins, aunts, uncles, just ready to throw hands for what? For what?
Oh my
God. It's a family affair.
It's going to be an interesting stand and deliver this weekend, but we have 20 minutes until AEW Dynamite. Yours truly has a watch along tonight, but it's been a fun edition of WWT Live because we are still in WrestleMania week. We are in the thick of it, and we got a lot more to come. So much happening. And Seth, where can the people find you?
Well, you can usually find me here Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, the Monday Nightmare watch along. We got some great MLW content that should be on the site right now. Interviews with the God Queen as well as the Kick Demon, Delmi Exo, and Janai Kai. Hopefully we get some interviews this week with WrestleCon. Of course, I'll be in the building at Stand and Deliver Saturday morning, WrestleCon, and anywhere else in between. I'm trying to go to the Fourth Rope show. I'm actually trying to see if I'm going to leave for Vegas early tomorrow morning and see if I can make the Ashe show. Go check out the Professor on commentary.
Yeah.
And you know what? Since we're live here, give me 1 second, guys, because I have to let you guys know something. And I've been very flagrant. And I got to give TK her flowers. We normally rag on TK. We make fun of her beach pics and maybe always being in the all Caribbean stuff, and we don't see her. She doesn't show her work. She don't got no scratch paper. She don't got nothing, but all she got is room keys and this and that. And I'll let you know that, guys, TK is a solid woman. Yesterday, I was just a black man in America.
Oh my
Today-
God! Yes, I know what he's gonna say.
Today, I finished the story. Today,
Oh no, he froze.
Oh no.
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 Oh,
He's
this
just
couldn't have happened at the
again.
worst time. And look at this screen.
This is like a screenshot.
oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Everybody,
Okay.
here's the butter.
Look.
See the butter?
Oh yay!
See
He
the
got his body butter. He got his body
Yay.
butter.
We have finished the story. We got Port of Spain. And look, this, I got to ask TK with this. This looks edible.
It
is
smells so
fluffy.
good, doesn't it?
Ooh.
It looks edible. I don't know if you're supposed to eat this. And you know what? TK didn't respond to me. So I'll talk to TK later because this says it is massage candle. So I don't know what that
Ooh.
means. I don't know if you're supposed to heat it and then pour it on some. I don't know what TK does in her spare time. We won't allude to that. But we will just say thank you. And then I'll finish the story. You will not hear a slanderous thing from me for the rest of the month in regards to TK. I can't promise May 1st. But
So
the rest of the
the-
month, he's good.
So wait,
Ah.
the massage candle. You got Port of Spain?
You know,
I got-
yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Tulum. Tulum is nice. It smells like patchouli and
Ooh.
orange. What's Port of Spain smell?
Oh, let's see. Let's
What's the? It says it on the bottom.
It's soft, you know. Oh, it says on the bottom.
Like right here. Like it'll say like Port of Spain and then like the scents.
Oh, it says jasmine sandalwood.
Ooh.
Ooh. That sounds like a
So
nice
she'll be
flavor.
with the Tulum too. I did get my WWT shirt, so I'll be rocking that in the streets this week for WrestleMania.
Dude. So-
But we finished the story. You know, I'm the son of a plumber today. Cody Crybaby, whatever you want to call me. We finished the story. It's been a year in the making. We got it. We got our moment. So if there's any WrestleMania moment that you want to see, damn it, this is the first one.
Oh shoot. Oh, my
Dylan, you got to
God.
clip this.
Yes.
Dylan, clip it.
Yes.
Please.
Just for shits and giggles because it needs to. This is a story that's been worth finishing, and it's
So
finally
TK
worth seeing it
Just so
finish.
TK can see. You know?
He's in his glory.
Just
He's
so
in his
So
glory.
wait. Are
The
you
product
an
placement.
ambassador now? You got to like take pictures with the products, and you're gonna
Pictures of
like
the product, you know. We're gonna
Yeah.
broadcast it on the Monday Night Mare. We might make some commercials, you know. You know. TK, I owe TK that much, you know. She paid what she owed.
I love that for you, bro.
Oh my god, I love it.
You finished
Honey.
the story, y'all.
Honey,
good.
where can the people find you?
People can find me here sometimes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays every now and then. Also, you can find me every week with the Kayfabe podcast with Dion and Will. We have a really cool episode set for you guys this week. We're going to be doing our own fantasy booking of WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. However, we would book it. So definitely stay tuned for that. Shout outs to Will and Straight Out of Comic Book and everything he's got going on, arcade tokens and everything. Also Dion All-Star Fandom. Shout outs to Professor, Boss Lady, and you guys as well, and those who are going to be out in the team for Las Vegas. Hope y'all have a blast. You guys could also find me on All Things Wrestling with Honey on the socials. And you can find me celebrating my birthday tomorrow as well.
Ooh,
Happy early birthday.
Tomorrow's B-Day, baby. B-Day. Buzz.
She's celebrating. The Queen Bee's celebrating her birthday. But you guys can always find me here. I mean, I'm always here Monday, Wednesday, Friday on WWT Live. You know, the top of the hour. You get to hang out with me on AEW Dynamite Wednesday. You don't know who is going to show up, but I will be prepared on who is going to show up. But you can always hang out with me. Definitely do that. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter on @CourtneyNJ11 because I got a lot of content happening. As you know, last week I had the chance to attend Max Caster's concert in Philadelphia. I'll be talking a lot about that and spilling all the good tea that happened in my watch along. It's all good tea. Please make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. I did commentary with them last week. I'll be doing a lot of stuff with them in the coming months. Also, we got content coming in for Queen of the Ring because they have a movie. They're showing the movie again on Mother's Day weekend, from what I heard. So we are going to be in contact for Queen of the Ring. I am possibly doing a blog post highlighting AEW Dynasty on hits, misses, what they need to learn, bold predictions in for Double or Nothing, and also some early predictions for All In. So We got a lot of good content happening, and my body butter is coming the end of this week. So I'm very, very
Hey.
excited
We all
to
gonna
try it
be
out. We're
buttered
gonna
up.
be we're gonna be buttered up, but thank you, everybody on this wonderful edition of WWT Live, everybody on the chat. Also, if you're going to WrestleMania week, stay safe, enjoy yourself. Go to every single event, go to every single independent event that's happening. Definitely want to wish you the best of luck. And thanks for tuning us on Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a good evening, and we'll see you on Friday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.